Hi y'all, bonjour, hola, my name is Trish. If you're new, welcome. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to create your own custom birthday card. I do have a Skillshare course. I will put a link to it in the description below so you can join me on Skillshare. So without much ado, let's get started. So for this flyer, I'm using a 14 by 16 measurements and resolution is 300. So the first thing we want to do is establish the background. So I'm going to go ahead and add a solid color. So go under your adjustment and choose solid color. Now, I want to choose a deep blue. So I'm going to go ahead and pick any color of my choice. And if you want the exact color is 01132B, I'm going to go ahead to click OK. I'm going to make sure that my foreground color is white, and I'm going to pick my type tool, and I'm going to type in two individual texts. So I'm going to click anywhere and I'm going to type in 4, but I'm going to pick my move tool and I'm just going to go ahead and scale it like that. Now I'm going to double click on it so you can see the font that I'm using. Now this is the Helmut Dawn, and this I believe is from Adobe Photoshop Cloud font. So this is not something that I can give out, but you can get a similar font on defont.com. So I'm going to go ahead and rescale this. I'm gonna just rescale, and I'm going to hold down my shift and make this a little bit thinner, just like that number. And I'm going to go ahead to stretch it so it's more like that. And I'm going to move this down, and I'm going to hold down my shift and scale it even further. Now we want to go ahead and add the 0. So I'm going to just pick my type tool, and I'm going to type somewhere here, put in a 0. And I'm going to go ahead to also pick my move tool, and I'm just going to scale that like that. I'm going to double click on this, and I want to change the font to whole fat text. So I have something like this. So you don't always have to use the same font. You can switch in between, and I'm going to go ahead to just shrink or make this a little bit thinner so we have something like this, and I'm going to go ahead to stretch it. I'm going to move it up, and I'm going to go ahead to stretch it a little bit more and set that right there. With your text in place, I'm going to go ahead and bring in some images that we are going to use to infuse onto our text. So I'm going to go to my folder, and I'm going to go ahead and drag in these two elements, and I'll make these images available so you can use them. So we want to basically infuse this image onto our 4 and 0. So I'm going to just go ahead and rotate and make sure that you pick up your move tool, and you can use that to just scale. Now I want to clip this image to both the 4 and the 0, but I want to do it separately so that I can get the most out of the texture. So I'm going to make a copy, Command J, and make a copy. I'm going to move this layer, and I'm going to set it right in between the 0 and the 4, and I'm going to move this other one so both of them are right on top of the text. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this off for now. Now you want to clip your image to the 0. So all you need to do is hold down your options and just clip in between the two lines, and that will do it. I'm going to turn this off. So you see that it's been applied to the 0. We can do the same thing for the 4. So instead of holding down option, you can right click and you can go ahead and choose create clipping mask, and it does the same effect. So with these two applied, now if I want to move my texture on my text, I can go ahead and just move it just like that to center it the way that I want. So with these two set, now I want to go ahead and add a bit more texture to mute or to minimize the sharpness of the image. So I'm going to turn on this image and I'm going to just go ahead and scale it, make it big like that so it fits. And I'm going to go ahead and reduce the opacity so it's not too much. So we have something like this. And I'm going to hold down my option and clip that to my 0. And I can take the fill down if I don't want too much of that image. Now I'm going to make a copy, Command J, and I'm going to move that down so that I can use it also for the 4. Hold down options and clip that as well. So you have this goldish effect on your text. Now, if I want to maybe change the angle of the wood grain on this image, all I have to do is select that particular layer and go ahead and just rotate like that and maybe make it a little bit bigger. Double click and then you see that the grain has taken the shape that you want. Now, if you're not satisfied, you can do it until you get the desired effect. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the O. We're going to go ahead to rotate. So we have a diagonal texture. So with this all established, now we want to go ahead and bring in our subject. So I'm going to go back to my folder and I'm going to drag in this image. I'm going to double click and I need to move that layer to the top so it's not beneath the clipped image. So with this image set, we want to take off the background. Now, a very easy way to take off the background is that under your properties, you want to go and look for quick action. Now, this image is not already a layer, so that's why you don't see the quick action command. So you want to click on convert to layers and you want to click yes to accept it. Now, if you go under properties, you can see your quick action. Click on the drop down once, click on it again to show the remove background. Now you can click on remove background and Photoshop basically takes off the background for you. Now we see that our background is looking grayish and it's because the image we applied is no more clipped. So we want to go back, holding down options to clip it so that it's only applied to the text. Now with this image, we want to set that in the O. So we want to go ahead and maybe scale this down a little and we're going to set it somewhere here. Now we want to cut off every other area that is outside the O. So we only have our subject in the middle. Now you can use your eraser to do it, but there is a much more easier way. So the first thing is we want to convert this layer. We want to get rid of the layer mask. So right click on the thumbnail, right click on the layer and click apply layer mask. So basically it takes off the background. Now we want to go ahead and trim off the excess that we don't want showing on top of our 0. So to do that, we want to go to the 0 text. You want to hold down command and we are going to make a selection of the O. Now with the selection made, we want to add a layer mask to our image so that we basically hide everything outside of the O. Now before you do that, you need to inverse your selection. So go under selection, go under select and choose inverse. So when we go ahead and apply a layer mask, it basically hides everything on top. Now we need to also get rid of the excess around the O. So click back on your image. Now you want to make sure you click on your thumbnail. Make sure your foreground is black. Pick up your brush tool. Now we want to hide everything that is outside the O. So I'm going to reduce my brush head and you want to make sure that your hardness is at 0. Now another way to go to your hardness is just right click. It opens it up. Now you want to make sure your hardness is at 0. Choose a hard brush, come out of it, and we can go ahead and basically hide this area. Now we have our subject in the O. Now if you want to brighten up your image a little, click on your image. Make sure that you've clicked on the image thumbnail, not on the layer mask thumbnail. And you want to go under filter, choose camera raw filter. We want to add a bit more of nice effect. So you want to just bump up your temperature, your contrast, and maybe a bit more of your vibrance. Click OK. Now your image is rich. Now the next thing we want to do is to go ahead and add a little bit of a background effect to our text. So you want to double click on the layer mask of your text. It will bring up the layer style dialog box. Now you can go ahead and click on your drop down, and you can add a drop down shadow, make it white, but basically reduce the opacity of your shadow so it's not too much. And this is all preference, or you can make this entirely black and increase the opacity. Click OK, increase the opacity. So you basically have the shadow effect, and that's what we want. So I'm going to go ahead to click OK. Now we want to apply the same effect to the 4. And an easy way to do it is to copy the layer style effect of your O onto the 4. So you want to go under your O layer, right click and say copy layer style. Now scroll all the way down to where you have your 4, right click and say paste layer style. Now the effect that was applied to the O has now been applied to the 4. Now, then again, it's all preference. You can choose to change the color. So I can double click, bring up the layer style. So instead of the dark black, I can go ahead and maybe choose a white and click OK and click OK. So at least you have this bit of a contrast, and this is all just preference. You can choose to keep it black or even choose a whole different color. But for the purposes of this, we're going to leave it like that. Now we want to go ahead and add in our simple birthday note. So you want to pick up your type tool. I'm going to go with the Bascalistus. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to come out anywhere outside of my text. Now you cannot easily type in because your cursor is picking up on the bigger text. So we want to lock our text. I'm going to click on my text, lock it, click on the 4 and lock that as well. I try to type in, it's still picking it. So maybe we need to just turn off the 4 and type it in somewhere here. I'm going to type in birthday, and I'm going to highlight and make this white, and you need to move this layer all the way to the top because it's not showing. So we'll move it all the way to the top, highlight this text, and we're going to go ahead and change it to the Bascalistal, and I'm going to use my move tool, scale it, and we're going to move it somewhere here for now. I'm going to go ahead to double click to accept. Now we just want the B uppercase, everything else lowercase. So you need to highlight everything except the B, come under your property, turn off the double T, which is your caps. Now we want to make our B a little bit bigger. So highlight that, and you can go ahead and increase it like this, or you can just highlight and type in the size that you want. Pick up your move tool, and then we are going to go ahead to rescale so we have something like this. Now I'm going to go back and turn on my 4 so we can see it in relation, and this looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and scale it a little bit bigger, and we're going to set it right there, something like this. I'm going to double click and make sure I choose a white, and that is it. It's looking good. So we want to go ahead and type in happy. So I'm going to click on my text, make a copy, Command J to make a duplicate. I'm going to move this up. I'm going to double click and type in happy, all caps. And I'm going to highlight the text, and we are going to choose something very, very basic. the pop-in is good enough. We're going to go ahead and scale that down like so. We're going to set it right there. So we have happy birthday, Reverend Nee. Now we want to go ahead and bring in the background effect. So I'm going to go back to my folder and I'm going to drag in this gold confetti overlay. And this looks good. So I'm going to set it somewhere here and we're going to go ahead to scale it. Now you can choose to set it wherever you want, and you can even reduce the amount of confettis that you have shown. So something like this, and we need to reduce the opacity a little so it's not too strong, or we can also set it in the background. So you can choose to move this layer all the way below your text so it's right beneath and your text shows up on top. Now this way you don't really have to erase a lot of your confettis and it looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and add a layer mask to the confetti so we can hide some of these gold confetti. So pick up your brush tool, make sure you have maybe a hard brush with your foreground as black. Now we can go ahead and maybe hide this one, maybe leave this one if we want, and it's all preference. So you can choose to take as many as you want out or just leave it. So the next thing is that you can choose to leave your gold confettis as they came in, or you can also go ahead and reduce the opacity if you don't want it to be too pronounced. So you have something like this. Now, the next thing that I want to introduce to you is the lens flare effect on the bee. So to do it very easily, you want to go, so we are going to click on our adjustment and choose a solid color. And we want to leave it on black. Go ahead and click OK. Now we want to go under filter and choose radar. And the radar, look for lens flare. Now we want to go ahead and click OK to convert this layer into a smart object so that we can apply our lens flare. With the dialog box, there are different options that you can choose from, but I want to stick with the movie prime, and I'm going to maybe play around with the effects that I have. Now this is all preference. You can choose whichever one you want, but I'm going to leave it on this, and I'm going to go ahead and click OK. So now with this effect, the only way you can see it is to change the blend mode so we get rid of the background. So I'm going to change my blend mode for this, and I'm going to make it screen. Now I'm going to go ahead and move this light source, and I'm going to place it under the bee. Now you can either put it here or you can put it right there. This is all it takes to come up with this simple but unique design. So please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye y'all.